Welcome to The Explainer. This week, we're cutting through all the noise in the tech world. You know, from the AI gold rush to shining new hardware, we're going to separate the hype from what's actually happening.
Okay, let's dive right in with our first big story, which, asks a pretty provocative question. Is the novelty of all these AI-powered apps, is it already starting to wear off for people?
So check this out. A new report just dropped from RevenueCat, a company that keeps a really close eye on the app world. And it's pointing to a huge hurdle in the AI gold rush. Even with all the hype, developers are finding it incredibly difficult to get users to actually stick around.
And this number? This pretty much tells the whole story. The report found that AI apps are losing their annual subscribers, what's called churn in the industry, 30% faster than regular non-AI apps. That is not a small difference. People are trying them and then they're bailing fast.
And if you look at the long game, well, the picture gets even clearer. After a whole year, regular old apps, they hang on to over 30% of their subscribers. But AI apps? Whoa, they're down to just 21%. That tells us there's a real loyalty problem brewing here.
So here's the crazy part, the paradox, right? The hype is amazing for getting people in the door. They sign up for trials and they spend more money right up front. But that high churn rate, that points to a much deeper problem. You gotta ask, are these things just cool tech demos, or are they really indispensable daily tools? It seems like that initial wow factor isn't turning into long-term value that solves a real reoccurring problem for people.
And look, it's not just about whether users are happy or not. The very foundation of these AI services can be kind of shaky. I mean, when a huge AI assistant like Anthropic's Claude has a major outage, it's a big reminder that just keeping the lights on is still a massive challenge for pretty much everyone in this space.
So, even with all these problems keeping users around, the industry is not slowing down, not one bit. In fact, the race to cram AI into every app and service you can think of is just heating up. The big bet here is that the right feature, that's going to be the key to making AI something we can't live without.
And seriously, we're seeing this pop up everywhere. OpenAI is making ChatGPT visual and interactive. Adobe, they're sticking an AI assistant right into Photoshop that lets you edit with just text commands. And even Apple's Shazam is now inside ChatGPT, so you can figure out what that song is without missing a beat.
Okay, hang on, because to get this next part, we gotta do a quick science lesson on something called EMG. Basically, it's tech that reads the teeny tiny electrical signals your muscles make when they move. Think of it like listening in on your body's own command center.
And this is where things get straight up futuristic. Apple is using that EMG data to teach an AI how to understand hand gestures it has never even seen before. Just imagine controlling your Vision Pro or your Apple Watch with just a subtle pinch of your fingers. That's the future they're building right now.
Speaking of Apple, they're not just working on sci-fi software. They're making big moves in the here and now. So let's switch gears to hardware for a sec, because they just dropped a brand new Mac that has everybody talking.
Alright, say hello to the MacBook Neo. This is Apple's newest push to make the whole Mac ecosystem a little more affordable, and it just hit stores today, March 11th. So if you didn't pre-order, you might still be able to snag one with same-day pickup. And get this, it's built to last. Apple confirmed the battery is rated for 1,000 charge cycles. Now, what does that actually mean for you? Well, for someone who uses their laptop a ton, that could easily be almost 3 years of use before that battery really starts to feel old. That puts this budget model right up there with Apple's Pro machines. Okay, so here's a neat little trick with the Neo. Officially, Apple says it doesn't support fast charging. But it turns out that's kind of all about how you define it. If you swap out that little 20-watt charger it comes with for a more powerful one, like a 96-watt brick, you can basically double your charging speed. Pretty cool, right?
All right, let's move on and talk about the software that's running on the devices we already have in our pockets, because a pretty big update is literally right around the corner.
So first up, iOS 26.4 is dropping a whole new batch of official cross-platform emoji. So get ready, because everything from a distorted face and a fight cloud to an orca and a treasure chest are about to land on your keyboard. And this next one, this is a huge deal for discovering music. Apple Music and TikTok have finally partnered up. So now, when you find a new banger on TikTok, you can just link your account and play the entire song right there. You don't even have to leave the app.
And look at that, we're back to AI. Apple is weaving even more of it into its core apps. There's a new thing called Playlist Playground in Apple Music that lets you create entire playlists just by typing out the vibe you're going for. It's just another move to turn AI from this cool novelty into something that's genuinely useful.
Okay, for our last section, let's zoom all the way out. Because beyond just new features and hardware, the tech giants are making these huge strategic moves to set themselves up for the next decade of computing.
So get this, Meta just did something really interesting. They bought a company called Moltbook. Now, the easiest way to think about it is like a social network, but for AIs. Yeah, for AIs. It's a place where these separate, autonomous AI programs can interact and learn from each other. This shows Meta's ambition isn't just about building AIs. They want to own the digital space where all these future AIs are going to hang out and collaborate.
At the same time, you've got Google and YouTube playing their own long game. Google is pushing its Gemini AI into the Chrome browser for more and more countries, trying to make it an assistant you can't live without. But at the same time, YouTube is using its powerful AI to tackle the problems that AI creates, like expanding its deepfake detection to protect public figures. So it's like they're playing both offense and defense.
So there you have it. From AI's big struggle to actually prove its value, to mind-bending new ways to control our devices, a new budget-friendly Mac, and the giant chess moves of big tech, the landscape is shifting faster than ever. So the only real question left is, which of these changes is actually going to matter in your daily life? Thanks for watching.
Enjoying the content? Subscribe to AICC for the latest in high-tech innovations.